You know that feeling when you walk into a room and it just feels right? It might be calming, or maybe it's super energizing. You probably think it's the furniture, or maybe the color on the walls. But today, we're going to pull back the curtain on the real secret to a room's vibe. So yeah, let's get right into it.
So what is it? What's that one secret ingredient that can totally change how a space feels the second you walk in? You think you know?
Well, the answer is actually really simple, but man, is it powerful. It's not the fancy sofa, it's the light. Seriously, how a room is lit is the biggest thing, the #1 factor in setting its entire mood.
And hey, this isn't just some fluffy interior design talk. This is straight up psychology. Light has a real measurable impact on our mood, how well we can focus, and just our general sense of well-being. Think about it for a sec. The right light can make a room feel cozy and calm, or it can make it feel bright and productive. It's a total game changer.
Okay, so to really get how to use light, we kind of have to think like an artist. And every great painting starts with a base layer, right? A foundation. In the world of lighting, we call that foundation ambient light.
So, what is ambient light? Well, it's basically just the general all-over light in a room. Its main job is to fill the space so you can see what you're doing and move around without tripping over the dog. It's the base layer that sets the whole tone.
And you're already totally familiar with this stuff. It's the sunlight streaming in from your windows. It's that big overhead light you flick on when you walk in the door. Chandeliers, recessed lighting. Yep, all classic examples of ambient light you've probably got right now.
And here's why getting this foundation right is such a big deal. Some studies show that just being in a well-lit space can boost your happiness levels by as much as 20%. That's right, good lighting is basically a free mood booster.
All right, so our canvas is prepped. We've got our foundation. Now it's time to add the important details. This is where we bring in our second layer, task lighting.
And this one is pretty much exactly what it sounds like. It's light for a specific task. It's that focused beam of light you need when you're doing something. Whether that's chopping veggies on the counter, reading a book in your favorite chair, or trying to get some work done.
You see it everywhere. It's the desk lamp in your office, those lights under your kitchen cabinets, the lights around the bathroom mirror. The whole point is to get rid of annoying shadows and stop you from squinting, making everything easier and, safer.
And let's be real, this is more important now than ever before. With something like 60% of us working from home, often in little makeshift offices, good task lighting isn't a luxury anymore. It's absolutely essential for your health and your productivity. It helps you focus and keeps you from getting those killer eye strain headaches. Okay, we've got our foundation and we've got our focus. Now it's time for the really fun part, the final, most creative layer, the flare. This is accent lighting, and it's where a room really gets its personality.
Accent lighting is all about the drama. It's basically putting a spotlight on the cool stuff in your room that you want to show off. It creates these pockets of light and shadow that make a room feel way more interesting and gives it a ton of depth. So what can you highlight? Oh, anything. A cool piece of art, a big houseplant, the texture of a brick wall. It's all about drawing your eye to something beautiful and telling a little story with light.
And hey, don't just take my word for it. A massive 84% of professional interior designers agree that accent lighting is the secret sauce for making a space feel warm, inviting, and honestly, pretty high-end. If you want that pro look, this is a huge part of the recipe. So, we have our 3 ingredients, right? Ambient, task, and accent. But the real magic happens when you stop thinking of them as separate things and you start layering them all together. That's how you create a masterpiece.
And it's a super simple 3-step process. First, set your foundation with that general ambient light. Then, you add in your focused task lights right where you need them. And finally, you sprinkle in that accent lighting to bring all the drama and personality.
And this really says it all. When you layer your light, you're not just making a room brighter. You're creating this whole multi-dimensional experience. You're turning a boring, flat space into something that feels dynamic and alive.
I mean, the difference is just night and day. A single harsh light from the ceiling makes a room feel so flat and unwelcoming. But with layered lighting, that same room suddenly feels warm, it's more functional, and it's way more interesting to look at. It has depth, it has character. That's the power of layering.
So now you know the secret. The only question left is, which room in your house is going to be your first masterpiece? Just remember those layers: foundation, focus, and flare. And you have all the power you need to transform any space. Now go create something amazing.